Hello, I'm Zandie and welcome back to your fresh new updates. I hope you guys are good because I'm well as well. On the road to 400 subscribers, I have some fresh new updates, and on our first update. Did a podcast and chill go too far? Live a BJ audio episode already clocking over 223,000 views in less than 24 hours, which means a lot of people are prone to be addicted to cloth. MacGyver, MacG, so Penduga, and the Ghost Lady are the trio which helm the fastest growing YouTube-based podcast of 2022 called Podcast and Chill this year. The podcast wants to continue the streak as it aspires to reach its 1 million subscribers mark by July 2023. As such, it could seem that MacG and his team are pulling all the stops to achieve the milestone. More so, with the latest episode, which featured explicit content creator and overall sex worker Wandile Ndlovu. Wandi received national acclaim when she took part in the first season of the Showmax original reality show, This Body Works For Me. At the time, the fiery personality was considered to be playing second fiddle to the then leading explicit content creator in the country, but however, if Wandi is said to believe, she alleges that since then she has overtaken Xoli to claim the top spot. With this user here that went onto Twitter and wrote, Wandi Ndlovu calls Xoli Mother Teresa, who's practicing porn without a license. And she went to Podcast and Chill to claim to have made 80k. Guningi, guys, guningi. If you guys haven't watched that podcast season or episode, please just go down to Podcast and Chill and watch it. And make sure to fast forward to get to that nice part that you are going to be watching. But anyway, given her profession, the interview was guaranteed to give some tea. However, what chillers did not expect was the fact that MacG would do this sound. Guys, pure are solid, okay? With this user here that actually went onto Twitter again and says, I thought a Piwe would say no ways, Gandhi, he'll go through with it. Aibos Piwe. With this user here that actually went and says, I mean, he almost died. So he's taking the second chance given and living life to the fullest, no limits, 100%. This was asking Wandi if she was be interested in giving Folesio to the sound guy, who was previously hospitalized a couple of weeks ago. A request Wandi was more than willing to fulfill after she had received her 1,500 rands from MacG for the task at hand. And she says, "Give you 1.5 right now, Nzoya Kona manje." She doesn't waste time. Viewers were then supplied with the audio experience of the entire moment, which seemed to also include quotes from the sounds of the shed during the entire time. I heard hey guys, it was boguningi. But anyway, with this user they actually went down again and said there isn't a way like a store where you can go buy a blowjob. So what you really want to know is how you can go about getting a blowjob from a person. You pay 1.5, MacG done showing you how. Okay, well, with this user here again saying blowjob post match interview with Podcast and Chill's Piwe. He rates it 9.5 out of 10. He wants to touch boobs, but Wandi said no because MacG didn't pay her enough. As much as the scene was for shock value on the podcast, that is clearly stipulated that this is for the views of age or viewers of age. The question on social media was whether this was going too far in order to achieve the milestone of 1 million subscribers. I don't think nothing is going too far. You know that MacG does what he does whenever he does it. With this user here that actually said this is morally wrong, and the user actually replied here and says, To those with morals, yes, but now you know this podcast doesn't have those and stuff. It's not about morals, it's about giving us a good time. When a following user here, our following user says, these new chillers will annoy you. Yo. Today's episode was nothing. MacG once brought strippers and interviewed naked people on the show. That's I support that one. With our following one says, on those strippers were booked by his wife. Man, I love that episode. Meanwhile, Sis Lomo just kept eating his cake. With our following user says, you're a toxic feminist. You are against a consenting sex worker who sells sex for a willing buyer. MacG has done more for the sex workers for this country than most of you who are upheld by today's episode of Sex Work is Work. Okay. Well, our following user says this is the episode that will take us to 1 million subscribers. I agree to that. With our following user, which is our last user that said legit, replying to what I just read right now. Guys, that's the end of that beautiful update. If you like and love what I do, please kindly smash on that like button and press on that share button. And if you're joining us for the first time, please smash on that subscribe button and press on the post notification bell to be notified on our next update. Then feel free to go down to the comment section down below and give me your take on what you think about the episode of MacG paying 1,500 to give that dude a blowjob. And the sounds, you guys will go watch if you haven't watched. If you are not a podcast chiller, go watch and you'll hear MacG's a G. MacGyver. But anyway, guys, let you go down to the comment section down below and give me your take on what you think about the episode. And hey, there was a lot going on there. Hey? There was a lot going on. Anyway, guys, without wasting any more of your time, let's kindly move on to our second update. Emtee rubbishes reports of returning to Ambitiouz. Seems the record label is merely using his hit to generate profits as usual. Emtee got his first big break in the music industry through the fairly new and lauded record label Ambitiouz Entertainment. At the time, the record label was the hub of up-and-coming emerging hip-hop talent, with the likes of Fifi Cooper, Aries, and Benchmark all signed to the label. However, that quickly changed as the first great exit of the artist from the record label was reported. These reports were followed by allegations of corruption and exploitation experienced by the artist at the hands of the record label. That's when things started going south for Ambitiouz. Well, Emtee had initially stayed with the record label, even supporting the record label. It was not long after he left the record label with similar complaints, a returned car, and all of his summer awards confiscated by the record label boss. Since then, Emtee and Ambitiouz have been at loggerheads with each other by taking jabs at one another on social media. But recently, it was believed that Emtee might have been returning to the label. Recently, Emtee's fans were surprised when they went to YouTube and found that Ambitiouz had re-uploaded his debut album, Avery, on their channel. As such, it led to questions and reports that Emtee and the record label might have made amends recently, as reported. Award-winning rapper Emtee and his former controversial record label Ambitiouz Entertainment have reportedly smoked the peace pipe. I hope it wasn't Nyaupe, but anyway, Emtee left the stable on a score note in 2019 following the claims of exploitation and unfair treatment. The rapper left the stable broke and said all the awards were not given to him despite taking jabs at Ambitiouz on social media since leaving the stable. Zimoja reports that the two have set aside their differences and are planning to work together in future. Bullshit, but anyway, the publication reports that Emtee and Ambitiouz are working behind the scenes and mending their broken relationship. A source told the publication that Emtee reached out to the label to work together, and they said, I quote, "They are in talks about having him back on the label, but nothing has been concluded," the source told Zimoja. I wonder who that source might be. However, never one too shy away from interacting on Twitter, Emtee did not waste time in setting the record straight. Firstly, he made it clear that he has no plans to return to Ambitiouz with a tweet that made it clear there was still a bad blood. And he actually replied to this user who is Daniel Marvin, the famous Twitter guy. But anyway, he says, "Is Emtee going back to Ambitiouz Entertainment?" And Emtee replied and says, "To do what?" Subsequently, he promptly addressed the matter of his catalog with the record label returning to YouTube. He suggested that this was all a money grab for the record label, given that their current roster has yet to produce any hits since the departure of Black Diamond from the label. And Emtee replied to this user that actually says they uploaded Avery and Manando on YouTube yesterday. He was even shocked too. And he says, "Desperate times call for desperate measures." And MC Oshlo went down and replied to this user that says, "Why don't you give your music back, Gandhi?" Oh, why don't they give you your music back, Gandhi? Okay. And he says, "Greed, regret, and arrogance." And he replied to this lost user and says, "Can't you buy them out of your projects?" And he says in reply, "They just struggling, Shem. LOL, they can keep the Oksalayo, it's my name on those trophies." Alright guys, that's the end of that saucy, beautiful update. If you like and love what I do, please kindly smash on that like button and press on that share button. And if you're joining us for the first time, please smash on that subscribe button and press on the post notification bell to be notified on our next update, Baba. And feel free to go down to the comment section down below and give me your take on what you think about the Emtee Avery Manando re-upload on YouTube. I guess that desperate times do call for desperate measures. Emtee is a boss. They managed to actually put back his music on there. But anyway, I'm glad that he's not going back to Ambitiouz, because Ambitiouz is clearly a crappy record label. A lot of people have proven that it is. And these people now are making music with Ntatestana and this other guy. Ngoma yakhona nje sounds pop. I don't know if guys have heard it before, but if you haven't, just go down and type. I don't even know the name of the artist, but anyway, they copied Sinyaka's Romeo Wankolota, as they always do copy other things. But anyway, guys, you go down to the comment section down below and give me your take on what you think about this matter of the rumors of Emtee going back to Ambitiouz. I doubt it's true. It's not true. He even said it himself. To do what at Ambitiouz? Ambitiouz now is going down the drain. No more hits for them. But anyway, guys, let's move on to our last update. It is said that Zandie Khumalo's lukewarm testimony opens her up for public scrutiny. Scores of people have called a BS on Khumalo's version of the event. For those who don't know, the event is when the Bafana goalkeeper and the captain of the team and I think Orlando Pirates got killed and all of the other stuff. And there's a lot of things happening. This case has been going on for a long time, for those who don't know, but if you know, you know. The Pretoria High Court witnessed an emotional Zandie Khumalo when she confronted all the accused in court yesterday. Khumalo supposedly left no stones unturned as she detailed the fateful evening when Bafana goalkeeper Senzo Meyiwa was murdered. Judging from social media frenzy, ridicule and outrage, singer Zandie Khumalo's testimony may have been a little lukewarm for the masses' liking. This comes after the major inconsistencies between her testimony as well as the other accused the day Senzo Meyiwa was shot shot. During a confrontation between Khumalo and the accused, she then proceeded to question them for the great distress they have caused, including taking Meyiwa's life. Judge Chifiwa Maumela immediately intervened and recalled Khumalo from her emotional state. And apparently this is what she says, I quote, "Do you know what you have done to our lives? Do you even know what you have done?" said Zandie Khumalo. Shortly after Khumalo gathered herself, she then proceeded to narrate the detail how the accused entered the Foslorus residence and demanded some of their belongings and assets, including money, cell phones. Khumalo then claimed that there was the exact moment when things went south inside the house between the accused herself, Kelly Khumalo, Tumelo Madlala, and the late Senzo Meyiwa. What has hit a raw nerve with the scores of tweets and people in general is how Zandile Khumalo claimed to have not seen the suspects since they were wearing masks. In her interview with Slindelo Masikana of the ENCA in July 2022, Khumalo said that the suspects who entered her home were wearing masks half of the time and none of them had dreadlocks. With this user here, the instigator actually went down to Twitter and wrote, "I have an ask." In that exclusive interview with Slima Sikana, Zandile Khumalo said she couldn't recognize or identify the suspects because they were wearing masks. So how did she identify the accused number 2 in court today at the Senzo Meyiwa trial? That's a question she will answer, but anyway. However, yesterday before the Pretoria High Court, she claimed accused number 2, who happened to have dreadlocks, was the main character the day Meyiwa was shot. Following yesterday's testimony, Khumalo has really opened herself up for public scrutiny. When our following user here on Twitter says contradictions are already starting. Tumelo, Mtokosisi, and Zandie chain of events are not the same. Whoever coached them to lie did a horrible job. When our following user says Abo Zandie Khumalo were running around barking like puppy dogs. Now big dogs are coming. She's got her tail between the legs. Sis Mgodoi. Hey, Mgodoi means a dog that's not taken care of. I don't know if I'm right, but you go down to the comment section. But anyway, guys, that's the end of that beautiful update. If you like and love what I do, please kindly smash on that like button and press on that share button. And if you're joining us for the first time, please smash on that subscribe button and press on the post notification bell to be notified on our next update, baba. And feel free to go down to the comment section down below and give me your take on what you think about this whole thing that they're saying. Her statement is lukewarm. I also remember that thing of that interview that she made, and she did really say that they did not see the people's faces. Hey, Mara, their stories don't add up, nje. There's too many things. Why don't they call Kelly Khumalo to come in because she was in the house? Why are they hiding her away? And there's just a lot. There's this covering up and just becoming a problem. But anyway, guys, you go down to the comment section down below and give me your take on what you think about the matter. But anyway, guys, without wasting any more of your time, I'd like you to like, share, and tell your friends that we are here. Without wasting any more of your precious time, I'd like to say goodbye. See you some other time.